Hello, TikTok. Hello, YouTube. How are we going? Happy Friday. I should clean my webcam before I started. I'm going to do a super quick, simple, efficient live before I go out to meet a friend. This is inspired by the conversation I was having inside of my mastermind Voxer today. So, my mastermind is Woman Mastery. So, Woman Mastery, I have created the Woman Mastery method. It's all about mastering your life, being able to overcome those internal blocks that you have to success and to your next level. And so I'm going to share with you something that I shared with the masterminders that I created for them that I wanted to really work on for them. And this is all around self-reflection. At time of recording this, it is June 7th. So we are halfway through the year. And what can happen, I see one of two things happen with high achievers when we get to the halfway point of the year. Number one, we start to freak out and we start to say to ourselves, I haven't achieved goals, or I haven't gotten to where I wish I was. I haven't achieved enough, or this isn't good enough, or like I quite literally haven't been ticking off any goals that I set for myself at the start of the year. So I'm going to work harder. I'm going to burn out. I'm going to push until the end of the year, which is just going to end in a burnout. It's going to end in overwhelm. It's going to end in, probably resenting your life. So that's the first type of person that I see when it comes to high achievers at the start of the year. The second type is I get to this part of the year, second half of the year, and they just start to relax and they go, well, I tried my hardest, or yeah, I didn't reach my goals, but second half of the year I can just get cruising, it's good enough. Like, we start to play into our ego narratives and like kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for, stroke our ego that it's good enough. And then we start being like, it's going to be the holidays, it's going to be Christmas soon. If you're in America, you might think, oh, it's going to be Thanksgiving and holiday season, I'm going to slow down, and I know by December I'm going to set like goals and I'm going to smash it for next year, but I've tried my hardest. So two types of people: the people who burn themselves out even more, and the people who start to relax. And then when they relax, they get to the end of the year and they freak out that they haven't achieved what they wanted. And so they go into the brand new year and they start the year off with doubt already. They start the year off with probably a higher expectation of themselves that's quite literally setting themselves up for failure. So, what I shared with my mastermind is that I want to share with you and get this out is you need to have a type of self reflection, a check in. I created something, a resource for them today that was called the Woman Mastery. So, if you've just joined Woman Mastery, it's my method, Woman Mastery, and self check in. So, this is for them. They can use it actually every quarter, but obviously it's halfway through the year. So, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to create this. This is going to be great. And this is for them to check into the 4 areas of life. I'll give you the 4 areas in a moment, but just so you know, you can break it down even further. But this is, when you're doing self reflection, you want to make it as simple as you possibly can. So, the 4 areas: relationships, can break that down quite a lot, money, career or business. I do suggest, like, if you still have a job and a business, like, do it for both, or you have several businesses, or maybe you have a couple of jobs, do it for both. And also wellness. Now, I'm obviously not going to give you the complete questions that I shared with my masterminders, but what I will say is each section you actually need to sit and collect data from the past 6 months. This is what this check-in, this self-reflection is meant to. Everything that I teach in this business, everything that I teach with all of my clients funnels into my method, the Woman Mastery method. So, how are we mastering ourselves, our self relationship, our self trust, our self leadership, and our self vision, right? To create more success. And so you will actually want to look at the past 6 months, even if it's a little bit hard, even if it feels a little bit sticky, and start to ask yourself, where can I pull the data from to collate like a picture of where my life is at. One of the things I said to my masterminders is people don't actually self-reflect, they don't collect data, and they don't track what they're doing. And if you're not tracking what you're doing, you're never going to be able to progress. You're never going to be able to move the needle because you're not tracking. You're just kind of guessing and winging it. It's like, if you're in the online space, like lots of social media managers say, like, track your analytics, like see what people are liking when it comes to content and what you speak about. It's the same with your life. Track what is working. Just to like break it down super simply for you, track what's working, track what isn't working. Be honest with yourself. And sometimes the ego will come in and be like, yeah, but we like that. Like, let's just know. Mastering yourself, mastering your self trust as well, requires you to be very, very honest with what you're doing, what is working, and what isn't working. Then to collate and collect those data points and start to what I gave them is like create 3 high priority, and I actually might do a longer live about this. A high priority, 3 high priority for the next quarter, if you want to do it for the next year, of each area of life. The high priority means that what you are going to be doing is going to be moving the needle forward. So that's all I'm going to say on that, because I feel like I could do several different lives. Like I can talk about high priorities and values and goals, and then I can kind of go into understanding the process of how do you know? How do you know if this self-reflection is working? How do we know if we're doing the things that is moving the needle of where I want to be? And if you struggle with this, if you struggle with defining what success is to you, if you struggle with being able, you get to the end of the year and you're like, okay, I'm going to set new year, new me goals. And it's like, it's the same cycle. And I resonate because I was there for like 7 years. I'd be setting these goals. I'd be like, new year, new me. And it'd be like the same shit over and over again. That is you. I highly, highly recommend coming into War Mastery Mastermind. All of the details are in the show notes below. If you're watching over on TikTok, it's in my link in bio. Or if you want to have a chat to see if it's the right fit for you, my Instagram name's the same all across channels at Jess Pinili. Come slide into my DMs, have a chat with me. And yeah, we can see if it's the right fit for you. It's a 6-month mastermind. It's such a beautiful mastermind, and it's all about you being able to overcome those internal blockers to success. So internal blockers to success looks like fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, procrastination, self-doubt, imposter syndrome. When those come up and they're subconscious, like we do a lot of subconscious reprogramming and subconscious identity shifting. When you have those subconscious blockers, no, you can work 24 hours a day, but you'll still be in the exact same spot because subconsciously you believe something different. So if that's where you're at and you would love some support, it's a hybrid, which means you get both group and you get both one-on-one support. Definitely apply or come have a conversation with me. But I've got to go now. I'm going to go meet a friend. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll speak to you soon. Any questions, let me know in the show notes below. Bye.